Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking, coming to you with another video of Mech Warrior Online here. And I know it's been a couple days since I last posted a video, but I wanted to make this one a doozy, especially with the Huntsman and Bushwhacker going at it in the Battle Royale, if you will, on MWOmercs.com. I wanted to make sure that I did do another machete build for you guys with the new tech, and also kind of integrating into that whole Battle Royale kind of thing here. So I'm going with the hero. I'm going with the High Roller. And as you can see, we're getting right into this match on Tourmaline Desert, going right for that Hellbringer, and then we're going to dip back into cover. Checking out the loadout here, we have very, very short range. We have medium pulse lasers, light machine guns, and an SRM-6. So this thing is ready to go, especially up front. So we're going to hang with the team. We're going to check out both flanks. We have a, looks like, yeah, there's a Grinner going off in the distance there. And coming up right in front of us, we have this Mad Cat Mark II. He's not even focusing on me. He's focusing up on my buddy right next to me. And now he overheated. I am not sure what this guy thought he was doing, but I'm going right for that center torso. I do have to be careful of my heat, though. But continuing to focus up on this Mad Cat Mark II, he's backing up very, very quickly towards the rest of his team. Cord center torso, so it shouldn't take long to take him out of the battle. He is accompanied by a Stalker with 4 large lasers and 2 SRM-4s. So we're going to try and get this guy down, go for that center torso again. It's very weak at this point. Maybe one more salvo with that SRM-6, and there he goes. So we do get the kill on that Mad Cat Mark II. We're going to back up a little bit so that we can cool down, but that Stalker right in front of us, 4 large lasers, 2 SRM-4s, and that guy up on the ridge is focusing up on us, but we're going to go for the Kodiak, and we get him down very quickly. One of my friends is able to wrap that kill up. We're going to turn around the corner, focus up on this Stalker if we can, and he is accompanied by that Hellbringer, but the Hellbringer looks to be backing up. He's leaving his friend here. I'm not entirely sure why he did that, but the Stalker goes down as well, so a very, very quick succession of kills there, and now this Hellbringer is in a whole lot of trouble here, and a whole world of hurt, and he goes down as well. We're at 90% heat, so we just keep hanging in there, getting our shots down and putting some salvos into my rival, that Huntsman, and he's going to back up very quickly. He is accompanied by a Splat Cat, so it looks like the Splat Cat is going to back up a little bit here. He does have some extra firepower. He's going for all of my torsos here, but this mech does not quit. Look, nothing has even been cored yet on this mech, and I have done a lot of FaceTime with some of our opponents here with a lot of heavy weaponry, so I'm very, very impressed with how this mech is performing with all these quirks and buffs that I put into it. We're just going to hang around the corner, not going to get too aggressive by ourselves. I'm checking out the mini-map, though. I do see I can be accompanied by a couple friends. I'm going to go for that packet. That packet is not going to be feeling too well. Going for that center torso, and we get him down. So another huge kill for us there. Excellent, excellent teamwork. And now we're gonna make the push. We're gonna push over the top. We're gonna go for the Protector first. This Stormcrow doesn't look like he wants to have any part of dealing with me, and we're just gonna put some sustained DPS into this guy until officially he does back up towards the natural terrain. Now, I do have 2 cored out arms, but I am still not worried. I have a lot of faith in my abilities with the Bushwhacker, so I'm going to keep face tanking, doing my part even if I die. Now we're going for this Protector. The Protector goes down. We got the final shot down on that guy, so he is killed, but now we're just going to keep torso twisting. I have a cord center torso. We do need to be careful here. We're going to be accompanied by a couple of friendlies whipping around this corner. This Hellbringer looks like he's trying to get some shots into us, but I'm going to be winning these trades here because I'm using the terrain to my advantage. Obviously, I don't want him to get too much face tap on me. He did overheat, though, so now's our opportunity, and he goes down. So again, I hit that 90% threshold, but just enough to stay in the game before overheating. I absolutely love this mech and this build. I did use pretty much everything at this point. I used my cool shot, I used my airstrike, and that's going to wrap it up. My friendly is able to wrap up that final kill to end the round. 750 resources collected, and that is going to do it. Let's check out the score for the round. Oh my gosh. No way. 3 kills, 6 assists, 1107 damage with 7 components destroyed. It did seem like a little bit of a stomp, but actually playing it, it didn't feel like that. So I'm a little baffled here, but I'm very happy with the result. Obviously, as you can see here with the results that we have in front of us, a fantastic first round of gameplay to start off this video. But now let's head back over to the Mech Lab and go through the rest of the details of this mech and the build. Here we go. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Mech Lab, where we're going to go through the details for the build on the mech I have in front of me, the Bushwhacker High Roller, aka the Vegas Machete. And the reason why, now I'm going to go through this first just so that we can get all this out of the way ahead of time. The reason why I call it the Vegas Machete is because obviously it's the high roller, meaning that it's gambling kind of theme here with the decals and so forth. And obviously being Vegas in the middle of a desert, if you guys aren't familiar with the city of Las Vegas, it is located dead smack in the middle of a desert. So the fact that my first round of gameplay was on Tourmaline Desert and my second round of gameplay is going to be on Tourmaline Desert, there you go. That is the exact reason why I decided to go with the Vegas Machete here. So I think the name speaks for itself now. Hopefully that provides a little bit more context as to the reason why I decided to name it as such. But I'm very excited to take it out for another round of gameplay. But before we do that, it's time to go through all the details on this mech. I really do like the High Roller now. I wasn't so sure about it when I first got it, back when it was initially released. I felt that some of the other variants were better and perform better and so forth. But the High Roller does have a special place in this game and is very unique in what it offers for this particular chassis. So let's head into the Mech Lab and see what we have here. Checking out the overview, we have 3 ballistic, 4 energy, 1 missile, 1 AMS, and 0 ECM. So out of all of the Bushwhacker variants, this one has the most energy hardpoints, and that's pretty much what we're going to focus on here, are the energy hardpoints, because that's really where a majority of our heat is coming from. As you guys saw in the first round of gameplay, you know what the loadout entails and everything, but now it's time to look at the nitty-gritty details behind it. So you see the 3 medium pulse lasers in that left arm, the last medium pulse laser in that center torso slot. So that is absolutely critical, because obviously if we do lose one of our torsos, or in particular the left torso, we still have a medium pulse laser and 2 light machine guns that can continue firing despite not having that left torso. But all in conjunction with one another, this is probably my most heat efficient build of all the Bushwhacker builds. I know I like to spam with SRMs and so forth, and kind of mix in some energy weapons in there. Most of the time I'm going with machine guns, which is a heat neutral weapon, doesn't emit any heat in any capacity. But when it comes to energy and missiles, you can really start to spike the heat depending on how you decide to use those hard points. And I decided to use less tonnage, go for a little bit of firepower here, a little extra firepower with medium pulse instead of ER mediums, but at the same time increase my engine rating. So as you can see, I only have 1 missile hardpoint here, which saves a tremendous amount of tonnage in the long run, because obviously if I had 3 or 4 missile hardpoints, I'd be spending a lot more on ammo to obviously fill those slots and everything like that. So this gave me some extra tonnage to work with to fit a light 300 in there. So with speed tweak and everything, this mech goes 95 kph. It's definitely a fast mover, and it has some tankiness, some durability out there on the battlefield. Definitely a face hugger, especially in the late stages of the game, and critting those components with the light machine guns is exactly what we're aiming to do here. So again, 4 medium pulse lasers, 3 in the left arm, 1 in the center torso, an SRM-6 in that left torso, and then 3 light machine guns, 1 in the right arm, and then 2 in each, 1 in each torso here. So overall, you can see how everything is pretty much, it's asymmetrical, but you could see how the DPS really does start to take hold, especially later on in the games here. So 55 out of 55 tons, 78 out of 78 slots, 142 is our heat management ratio, 14 double heat sinks in total, and that is really the main name of the game that we're looking for here, that heat efficiency and that ability to have not only a decent amount of firepower, but also a pretty substantial amount of speed here. So 95 kph with 47.4 as our alpha. Now, just to round things off here, I went with a 1.5 tons of light machine gun ammo. That gives us 3750 in rounds, and then 2 tons of SRM ammo. I do like to use that SRM and continuously fire that thing as much as I possibly can to lead my targets, especially the ones that might be a little farther away, but will also connect in conjunction with the rest of my weapons here. So I do like to use probably 2 tons of ammo, especially for how I like to use it. That's 6 rounds every time this thing cools down. So you can see how that can add up very quickly, and that's my rationale and my reasoning behind everything. You probably could go with 1.5 tons if you wanted to, but I decided to play it safe and just make sure, because especially in the late stages of the game, this is a very, very durable mech, and if you still have this left torso, that SRM-6 is going to be coming in very, very handy in doing that kind of damage to your already weakened opponent. So that is the rationale behind it. I hope it makes sense to you guys. It sure does for me. But if you guys have the high roller, you like this build, you have a similar build, or you have something crazy wonky that no one's ever seen before, let me know about it. I want to hear about it. Leave it in the comment section, and everyone, I'm sure, would appreciate seeing what you have to build and what's been working for you. It might fit in better to their play styles than my build does here. I'm just trying to build that sense of community and present you guys with some options. But in the meantime, let's head over to the skill tree so you guys see what exactly makes this mech tick. All the bells and whistles. So I went with pretty much a lot of neutral kind of quirks. They're just generic quirks that are applicable to pretty much every weapon that I have on this mech. You have velocity, heat generation, cooldown, and then I went with 3 laser duration nodes. It's up to you guys. A lot of people don't find laser duration beneficial from pulse lasers. Personally, I do. I like to use it there, especially 3 out of 4 is pretty substantial. So I did want to stick with that and make it, obviously cater to all the weapons, especially even the lasers, which are a majority of where we're getting our damage from. So I wanted to do that in the firepower tree. Over in survival, bushwhackers are tanky, so why not amplify it a little bit more? So I went with a lot of skeletal density, armor hardening all the way down to here. Moving over to the mobility tree, we have pretty much everything filled out all the way down to speed tweak. I took away some kinetic burst, anchor turn, torso yaw, so on and so forth. Stuff that I really didn't feel was critical, especially for this build. I felt that the way that I have it set up right now and how it performs is perfect as is for how I like to play the mech. So I decided to keep it that way. And then over to operations, I went down to improve gyros, a little bit of heat containment and cool run, just to keep it as heat efficient as it is. It's very, very obviously, Tourmaline being the warmest map overall in the game, this mech probably sticks in there the longest out of all of my bushwhackers when I'm, either using an alpha or something like that. So I really like to use this one, and the fact that I got these 2 rounds of gameplay on Tourmaline Desert was very, I guess, coincidental, if you will. So again, that's the reason why I named it the Vegas Machete, if you will. But over to auxiliary, that 1 extra consumable slot so that we can fit the Cool Shot 18 and an advanced airstrike. So that is the overview on this mech. That is what makes this mech tick. That's all the bells and whistles that this mech has to offer, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it now. I think I'm going to leave this loadout on here because I'm just having a lot of success with it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm appreciating how much fun it is to run around on the battlefield with this mech. It really keeps you in the game, and I feel like a lot of people are starting to catch on and appreciate how much the bushwhackers actually bring to the table as a 55-ton inner sphere medium. So with that being said, that's enough chatter from me. It's time to head back out into the desert for one more round with the Vegas Machete High Roller Hero. Here we go. Alrighty guys, here we go, second round of gameplay. We're back in the desert. As I mentioned before, we are in Tourmaline Desert for the second round of gameplay, playing Domination game mode this time, so everything focuses a little bit more around the center. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help out my little Panther buddy here. It looks like he's just peeking and poking, trying to get a couple shots in here around the guys that are stuck in the middle of that beacon range. And I'm going to help him out wherever I can. Obviously, if he backs up and they try and get aggressive towards him, I can step in front of him. And yes, the Cyclops looks like he's going right for him. And now I've got his attention, so he's probably going to come for me if I had to guess. I'm going to put some shots down into him if I can. maybe even drop my airstrike. We'll think about it just for a second here. I do have some lerms coming in now. I'm not, okay, there's probably a UAV, but I have better and bigger things to worry about right now, like the Cyclops. The Cyclops is going towards us, but now he's backing up a little bit. I did put my airstrike down, so he is going to be amongst all that fire that's coming in from the airstrike. I'm getting beat up right now just because this guy does have some lerm support. But I'm going to try and get back towards the rest of the team. I do have a friendly right behind me. Maybe he can take a little bit of damage for me. But I'm pretty beat up as it is. I'm down to 63% even just after that. And yes, there it is. There is the UAV. So I should have paid a little bit more attention there. But I did have to worry about that Cyclops because he was pushing towards me. Lesson learned. But I'm going to whip around the corner here, try and get some shots into these guys now. Juliet is turned away, and I'm going to go for those torsos, go for that center torso and that right torso. Everything is getting stripped. Going for that center torso now. A couple more shots should take him out there, and down he goes. Changing targets real quick on this Warhammer, going through that back armor, and we get the kill shot. Now, I did lose my right arm there in that engagement, but that's okay. I need to conserve my left arm. It's pretty beat up right now. It's cored out. It's orange. It's ready to pop off. But I'm going to make this thing last as long as I possibly can. Going around the circle yet again, we're going for this Hunchback 2C, and he's getting focused by more than just myself. So we're going to go on his backside, pour out the rest of this guy, and finally my team is able to take him down as well. So we're sticking in the middle. We have the beacon under our control, so we're just going to play it a little safe here. We do have an assault that's pushing across. Looks like he's trying to get some damage down on us. He did spread that damage, and this Hunchback came out of nowhere, just charging into the ranks, and he gets taken down. But now we're going to go in pursuit of this assault that just pushed around the corner there. He should get taken out, but we just lost 2 friendlies. One got killed by one of our opponents, and the other guy committed suicide somehow. But right around the corner, there is that fire starter going for this Mad Cat Mark II. I did lose that left arm now. Did not expect all those guys to be there in Death Valley, but they are backing up, except for the fire starter, who looks like he's trying to provide a distraction. I'm going to let my teammates handle that guy. I do still have a significant amount of firepower to deal with my SRM-6 medium pulse and 2 light machine guns. But I'm a long way off from being out of this fight. I'm going to stick this one out and just gut it out, hopefully to the end if I can. Going for that fire starter just while these guys reorganize themselves. Try and get some damage, some cheeky little shots from around the corner as they continuously retreat back into Death Valley. But I'm going to take this opportunity and conserve that left torso. That does have my SRM-6, and I would prefer to have that, obviously. I would want to keep that. I still have 74 rounds to go through. Turning around the corner, going to help amplify the damage on this Huntsman. Looks like he's going to back up, and I'm just going to continuously pour down some shots, try and crit out those legs if I can. Going to go for this Mad Cat Mark II. He was weak in the center torso. We got very lucky in this push because he goes down. Now this Huntsman overheated, so we're going to go for the legs. I know where you're weak, buddy, and we get the kill, a double kill. So he goes down. Now this assault from before, he's heading up the ramp, and my friendlies are just laying down some damage into this guy as he continues to try and torso twist. Now he is pretty fresh, so we do need to be a little concerned about that. Obviously, we do not want to be his primary focus. He's spraying some damage. We lost a guy, they lost a guy. I'm going to go for the Phoenix Hawk, though. I'm not going to let him continue to keep getting free shots into my friendlies. Now I am getting shot from behind. Hopefully my friendlies see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this guy down for them while they hopefully focus up on that Cyclops. If this guy turns, we can get him down. We're going for that center torso, but now his back armor and his front armor is critted, and there he goes. We finally get him down. Now it's just this Cyclops. The Cyclops is very dangerous. He's not even focusing up on us, so we pop that right torso. There goes the majority of his loadout. He just has 2 ER mediums left, and it's just me and one of my friendlies. I'm going to do the face tanking. I'm going to be the one that absorbs all the damage here. I'm going to go for that torso. Pop goes the Weasel, and now he's completely stripped. Now one more shot into that center torso, and that is game, set, and match. So somehow we started off very, very rough. We have 25% of our hit points left on this mech, and it is still kicking, ladies and gentlemen. 2 light machine guns and a medium pulse laser left. 5 kills, 4 assists, 928 damage, 14 components destroyed. This thing is absolutely fantastic. It's marvelous. It's just marvelous. don't give up on this mech, all right? When you think you're out, just because you might have some crit components and so forth, you are not out. You are by far, you are very far away from being out of the battle, and I think that match proved it right there. So much excitement at the end. The fact that that Cyclops was not focused on us, I think, is what sealed the deal. He had that cherry red left torso, or right torso rather. We popped that, majority of his weapons came off, and with only 2 ER mediums left, I knew that with my structural density, I'd probably be able to survive any sort of repetitious fire from both of those ER mediums, and then popping his left torso then sealed the deal. He was neutered, and that ended the round. A fantastic round of gameplay. I had so much fun in this mech. Both rounds, guys, on Tourmaline Desert. So that just attests to how heat efficient, the DPS focus on this mech, and how it truly is now amongst the ranks of the rest of Majestic's Machete. So there it is, the Vegas Machete, the high roller hero. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Check out the links in the description if you want to help support the channel. I have my PayPal and Patreon links there. I also have my Twitch page there if you want to follow, so that whenever I go live for Twitch streams, you'll be notified and you can join in on the rest of the community. I want to thank every single one of you for joining us and for supporting this channel. You guys are absolutely incredible. I can't thank you enough, and I just really want to show my appreciation with some of these new mechs and new builds and stuff that I'm coming up with now. So thank you guys so much again for the continued support, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Take care, guys.